Punah Swagatam. So in previous video we have seen what Puranas are, and Puranas are literary sources, storehouse and encyclopedia. We have seen that Puranas influences arts, culture, ethical practices, moral values, etc. We have also seen historicity of Puranas can only be guessed, believed to, and it is believed to be before Vedas. So these are the things which we have seen in our previous video. So what are we going to see hereafter? In this video, we will be seeing the repository of Puranas. So Puranas, the Purāṇic Repository can be divided into three: Mahapuranas, Upapuranas and Sthala-Puranas. So Mahapuranas consist of 5 specific lakshanas, like characteristics you can call. And these Mahapuranas, if we count the verses of each Purana and total them, then it will be more than 4 lakhs. Each of these Puranas have 5 lakshanas, 5 characteristics. Because of these characteristics, these are called as Mahapuranas. If these characteristics are not found in any Purana, then you cannot call that Purana as a Mahapurana. That is the thing. Then we have Upapuranas, which are comparatively smaller than Mahapuranas, but still they have some same characteristics which we see in Mahapuranas, in Upapuranas also. But they are comparatively smaller than Mahapuranas. And even Upapuranas are said to be 18 in number, as Mahapuranas are 18 in number, similarly Upapuranas are 18 in numbers. The third category which we see in Puranas are Sthala-Puranas. For example, when we go to some temple in any place, in any of the state, we go to some famous temple, like if we go to Brihadishwara temple in Tamil Nadu, or we go to Rameshwaram temple, or we go to Varanasi, the place has specific stories connected to that temple. So those stories are collected in one book, and that book will be known as Sthala-Purana. So Sthala-Puranas are enormous in number. We have no count of that because several places have several Puranas, so they call it Sthala-Puranas. So what are these Pancha Lakshanas, or 5 categories, 5 characteristics which make a Purana or Mahapurana? Those are Sargascha, Pratisargascha, Vamsho Manvantaranicha, Vamshanucharitanchaiva Puranam Pancha Lakshanam. This is the Lakshana told for Purana. In different Puranas these Lakshanas come. Okay. So one is creation of the universe. The Sarga means creation of the universe, where the discussion about how this universe got created. Initially in the universe there was nothing, and slowly the development happened, and 3 gods, and from gods some other creations happened. So these type of stories you find as a part of creation of the universe. Then in the Puranas itself you will find the destruction as well as recreation. Destructions like we say Pralaya, the destruction of whole universe once, then again the universe is being created. These type of stories, how it happened earlier, so these type of stories and different aspects of this creation and destruction you can found as a Pratisarga of the Purana. Now we have seen various stories of various kings, like Harishchandra. We have seen Satyavadi Raja Harishchandra and all, see he followed Satya and all. And not only that, his whole lineage will be explained in the Puranas. Whenever we talk about Purana, like in Ganesha Purana, one of the Upapuranas, when we see this Upapurana, there is a king called Somakanta. The Somakanta's whole lineage will be explained there. Somakanta's son, his son, his son and his grandsons, lot of the stories of those kings will be explained in the Puranas. Different times of Manus, of different Manus. So there are 14 Manus. Now presently we are in Vaivasvata Manvantara. We say, no, this is a time frame. So there are different types of measurement of times mentioned in astronomy and all in our different texts. So one of such a time measurement is called Manu. So that detailed explanation of this Manu, we will take it in the chapter on astronomy. There we will have a detailed discussion about that. For presently we understand that it's a type of time frame. So those time frame are also explained in Puranas. Then there are stories of various dynasties. in Ramayana we see the story of Rama, but the whole dynasty story you can find in one of the Puranas. In Bhagavata itself, Bhagavata Purana is very famous, so I am taking the example of that Purana. Bhagavata itself, you will find the stories of various dynasties. The Krishna, who was the father of Krishna, who was his father, and when we see there is a story of Jarasandha, from where does Jarasandha come from? Who is the father of Jarasandha? What is his lineage? So these stories of different kings, different dynasties, we find in these Puranas. So when these five come together, Sarga, Pratisarga, Sarga means creation of the universe, Pratisarga the destruction or recreation of the universe, and then we have Vamsha, dynasties of kings, then Manvantara, times of different Manus, then Vamshanucharita, stories of different dynasties, which includes the stories of Rishis as well, not only kings but also Rishis. So this whole five sets makes the Purana a Purana. When you want to call a Purana, you must have Sarga, Pratisarga, Vamsha, Manvantara and Vamshanucharita. Without this, you cannot call a Purana a Mahapurana or a Purana. So, this is a huge list I have been mentioning that Purana has 4 lakh verses. So, where are these 4 lakh verses divided? There are 18 Puranas in which each Purana has a set of verses. Okay, Agni, Bhagavata, Vamana Purana, Kurma Purana, Garuda Purana, etc. There are 18 Puranas. So what does this Purana contain? Okay, I am not reading out all the names of the Purana because there are 18 in numbers which you can read in the textbook. What does these Puranas contain? Usually what happens when the word Purana comes, the people think it's a spiritual book, it's a religious text which has only the thoughts related to worshipping the deities. But let me make it clear that Puranas, as I have mentioned, that Puranas are encyclopedic in nature. So just let me take some examples. What does Agni Purana contains? The Agni Purana contains rules for worship of various deities. Okay, that's agreeable. Installations of images in temples, which is architecture. Okay, then astrology. Then we have architecture, we have sculptures, we have medicine, toxicology, principles of dramaturgy, human psychology, figures of speech. These are the aspects which we can see in Agni Purana. If we see Bhagavata, it is the text which deals with Krishna's life. No other text you can get authentic information about Krishna's life. If you want to know Krishna's life, read Bhagavata. The cosmic form of God, the creation of the world. Then there is a Gita called Uddhava Gita. There is a list of kings who ruled after Krishna. So, see, this is the beauty of Purana, that we get the long list of kings who have ruled this world or ruled India. Okay, a graphic description of Kali Yuga you can get in Bhagavata. If you see the 12th skandha of Bhagavata, you will see whatever is happening now was mentioned in Bhagavata 12th skandha. In this Yuga, in this present age, whatever is happening you can see there. So that is the beauty of Puranas, which speaks about past, speaks about present, as well as speaks about future. So there is a, as I mentioned future, there is one whole Purana which is called as Bhavishya Purana, which deals about 16 samskaras, what need to be done from the birth to the death. The various samskaras are explained. Rules concerning the studies of Vedas, who can study Veda, how Vedas should be studied, what are the various rules and regulations need to be followed. Then Varnashrama dharmas, from Brahmacharya, from student life to the married life, then retired life, then sannyasa life. These are the 4 steps of ashrama dharma. Then Varna dharma, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra dharmas. Vratas, various type of vratas explained. So similarly, if we go to Brahma Purana, there are chapters from Mahabharata. Though Mahabharata, see, this whole Purana is actually, it existed. It was transferred from various rishis or sages or people in the society through oral tradition. Okay. And it was compiled by Vyasa. Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa, who wrote Mahabharata, he compiled this Purana. So sometimes in the Puranas he also had the story of Ramayana and Mahabharata too. So in Brahma Purana we can find some chapters which are related to Mahabharata. So till now we have seen in this video that Puranas have 5 characteristics: Sargascha, Pratisargascha, Vamsho Manvantarani cha, Vamshanucharitanchaiva. Similarly, we have seen the repository of Puranas that there are 18 Mahapuranas and there are 18 Upapuranas, there are some various Thala Puranas. And in Mahapuranas, we saw what are the contents of some of the Puranas. There are 18 Mahapuranas, for that some contents we have seen. In next video, we will be discussing something very interesting. We will be discussing about the issues of interest in Puranas. What are the various aspects which will interest many of the disciplines who are actually searching for something interesting. So see you in the next video. Thank you.